Welcome back to Romance Yourself. Today is day 5 of the Romance Yourself collection, and I'm so happy that you're here because if you happen to be doing this in the chronological order and at the beginning of February, when this is being recorded, today is actually the full moon, and the full moon is passing through the sign of Leo, the constellation of Leo. So whenever the moon passes through certain constellations, the moon kind of takes on attributes of what those constellations represent and signify, and we can work with the energy of the moon in these ways. So when the full moon is in Leo, there is a huge push to really focus on our sense of self, our sense of self-love. Leos are known for their fierce and unwavering love for themselves. And today we're using an affirmation to help harness this energy of Leo, which is, I consider my wants and my needs just as much as everybody else's. I consider my wants and my needs just as much as everybody else's. Like we said when we began this journey together, our relationship to everybody else starts with the relationship within. And how we speak to ourselves, how we treat ourselves, how we prioritize ourselves is going to show up in the rest of our relationships. Today, in honor of the full moon, we're going to be doing moon salutations. In yoga, we do a lot of sun salutations, but we very rarely will know that there's a counterpart that we can do to honor the sides of the moon, the dark side and the light side. We'll get started standing today at the top of the mat. Mountain pose, your feet can be hip-width distance apart, or maybe you like to have your feet together. Just notice which feels more balanced to you. Softening your shoulders away from your ears. Feeling your feet pressing down into the floor. Feeling the crown of your head reaching up towards the ceiling, towards the sky, as though the moon is pulling you towards her, and the earth also is pulling you towards her. Connect with your breath here. Begin to engage Mula Bandha, that engagement of the pelvic floor. Uddiyana Bandha, the drawing in and up of your navel center. With your next inhale, reach your arms forward and up. And exhale, palms come together overhead. Take a lean over towards the right and kick your hips up over to the left. Inhale, come back through center, reaching the fingertips to the sky. Exhale, hips to the right, lean to the left. Inhale to come up. Exhale, step the right foot back, open towards the long edge of your mat. Parallel your feet, arms go out to the side in a T shape. Inhale, turn your heels in, toes out, reach for the sky, star pose. Exhale, bend the knees, bend the elbows, goddess. Inhale, reach for the sky. Exhale, triangle pose. So you're going to turn your right toes to point forward, left toes point towards the short edge of your mat. Let your left hip kick down, right hip kicks up, and reach your left hand forward until that left hand comes to your shin or to a block. So if you have your blocks nearby today, you can bring them underneath your hands at any point. Reaching your right hand to the sky, look towards your right thumb, breathe here. After we've gone through this moon salutation one time, we'll do it again just a little bit faster. But for right now, just getting familiar because we are so used to doing sun salutations. But moon salutations are a little bit different. There's more time to explore. One more breath in here. Use your exhale to look down towards your left foot. Bring your hands to frame that left foot and turn your right toes to point towards the front right corner of your mat. Your legs are still straight, but if you need to put a bend in that left knee, that's okay. Even if you have a bend of your left knee, you're pulling your left hip back in space here. Scissoring the legs, squeezing up through the pelvic floor, through the low belly. One more breath in. And exhale, bend into the left knee, lower the right knee down. You're going to kind of walk that right knee back a little bit. Inhale, reach your arms forward and up. Anjaneyasana, low lunge. Sink into the hips. Taking our side lunge, just a variation of a side lunge. So turn on your right knee, point the toes towards the left long edge of your mat. Keep that left knee pointing forward. Reach your arms out into a T again. Look over your left fingertips. Lunge forward. Think about Warrior 2 here. So we did Warrior 2 on day 2. Kind of familiar, just the right knee is down. Stay strong in the legs. Using your left glute to squeeze the left knee open. One more breath in. Exhale, right hand comes down and forward and up. Turn to face forward again, spinning on that back knee. And then hands come down to the earth in front of you. Tuck the right toes under, lift the back knee. Step up, Uttanasana, forward fold, folding over the legs. You can have a bend of the knees here as well. Let the head dangle. Take a breath or so here. We're coming into Malasana Yogi Squat. Widen your feet apart from one another to the distance of your mat, toes pointing outward slightly. Start to lower your hips down towards the floor. Hands come to heart center. Breathe here. It's okay if you have to keep your hands on the floor. It's also okay if your heels are lifted up here. Whatever you need to do to feel this stretch into your hips and your low back. One more breath here. And out. Exhale, plant your palms, press into the feet, lift your hips, and walk your feet back to the midline, whether it is underneath your hips or feet together. And in moon salutations, we go the opposite way from before on the other side. We're going to start by stepping that left foot back, lower the left knee down. Inhale, arms forward and up, Anjaneyasana, and sink forward into the hips. If you need to walk that right foot forward, that's okay. Start to turn towards the left this time. So spin on that back knee, open towards the left, arms out in a T shape, look over your right fingertips, lean forward. Forward as in towards the top of your mat. One more breath in. Exhale, press into that front foot, come back around to Anjaneyasana, arms forward and up, and use an exhale to frame the front foot with your hands, tuck your left toes under, lift the back knee, straighten both legs any amount. You may walk your left foot in a little bit. Left toes pointing towards the front left corner of your mat, pyramid pose. Aligning our energy with the energy of the moon. Into your triangle, Trikonasana. Your left toes point towards the long edge of your mat. Right toes are going to stay pointing forward. Right hand can come to a block or to your shin. Open your left arm up to the air and lean your left shoulder back. Look towards your left thumb. Kind of scoop your tailbone under a little bit, lengthening out through the low back. A few breaths here. Inhale, imagine someone's pulling on your left wrist. They're going to help you come all the way up. Arms out to the side in that T shape, parallel the feet. Inhale, toes point out, heels point in, reach for the sky. Star. Exhale, goddess. Bend into the knees, bend into the elbows. Squat low. Inhale, straighten the legs, reach for the sky, star pose. Exhale, look towards the top of your mat. Step up, hands come down when you get to the top. Inhale, upward salute, arms come up. Exhale, palms together. This time, we're going to start leaning to the left. Inhale, come up. And exhale, lean to the right. Inhale, come up. And exhale, hands come back down beside you. Take a pause. Notice how you feel. Coming back to your affirmation, I consider my wants and my needs just as much as others. Balancing the relationship within yourself with the relationships outside of yourself. Knowing that how you treat yourself is how you treat others. How you show up for yourself is how you show up for others. Let's do that again, moving just a little bit faster this time. So moving at your pace. If you're not moving as fast as me, that's totally fine, because again, these can be a little uncommon to find, even if you are a seasoned yoga practitioner. So on your breath in, reach your arms up. Exhale, this time bend to the left first, kick your hips to the right. Inhale, come up. Exhale, lean to the right, hips to the left. Inhale, come up. We'll start on the left side. Exhale, step the left foot back, parallel the feet, open to the left side of your mat. Turn your heels in, toes out, breathe in, star pose, reach for the sky. Exhale, goddess. Squat low, bend the knees, bend the elbows. Inhale, press into the feet, reach. Exhale, triangle, left toes point towards the long edge of your mat, right toes point to the short edge of your mat. Reach forward with your right hand until you can't help but bring that right hand down to a block or to your shin. Reach the left hand up, look towards your left thumb. Breathe here. Pressing the hips forward a little bit. Exhale, look towards the floor, frame your right foot with your hands, turn on the back foot, maybe walk the left foot in slightly, pyramid pose, left toes to the front left corner of your mat, pulling the crown of your head straight forward. Bend into the right knee, exhale, lower your left knee down, inhale, arms forward and up, Anjaneyasana, low lunge. Exhale, stay here. Now, if you want to, you're going to take that same variation on the other side. I'll show you briefly. Turning on the knee, opening to the left side, looking over your right fingertips, lunging forward. If it's in your body today, you're going to bring your hands down to the floor for a moment, tuck the toes under, lift the back knee, start to walk your hands to the inside of your right leg, let that left heel come down. And start to send your hips down towards the ground. Maybe you lift your toes, open your left hand into the air. Skandasana, side lunge. Taking any variation, breathe in. Exhale, left hand comes down, press into the hands, lift the hips. We're all coming back to face forward. So if you were in that first variation, coming back to face forward, tuck the back toes under, lift the back knee, step up, forward fold. Whoo. Widen your feet apart. Take a breath in. Exhale, Malasana, squat down. Hands can stay down here, or you can bring hands to heart center. A couple of breaths here, letting yourself rest. If this doesn't feel restful, bring something underneath your body. But we're not here for long. One more breath in. Exhale, hands come down, press into the feet, lift the hips, walk your feet back to center, whether that's under your hips or feet together, going to the other side. So we'll start stepping the right foot back, lower the right knee down, inhale, arms forward and up, Anjaneyasana, low lunge. Staying here for a breath or so. You're going to take either variation of the side lunge. Again, I'll demonstrate. So either turning on the right knee, opening out to the side, looking over towards your left fingertips, or bringing your hands down, walking your hands around to the inside of that leg, tucking the toes under, and then letting the right heel come down, and then start to let your hips sink down. Maybe you lift the right toes, reach your right hand into the sky, look towards your right thumb. Whichever variation you're in, you're breathing. One more breath in. Exhale, hands come down. You're gonna face the front of your mat again, excuse me. And then from here, tucking the right toes under, pyramid. Straighten that front leg, walk your right foot in a little bit so the toes are pointing towards the front right corner of the mat. Reaching the crown of the head forward as you pull your left hip back in space. Taking triangle, open your right toes towards the long edge of your mat, prop your hand onto a block or onto your shin. Reach your right hand into the air. Hello, turkey. Thank you for joining us. Right hand into the sky, looking towards your right thumb. Imagine someone's pulling on your right wrist. They're going to help you come all the way up, back to upright. Parallel the feet, arms in a T shape, toes point out, heels in. Inhale, reach for the sky, star pose. Exhale, bend into your knees and your elbows, squat, goddess. Inhale, reach for the sky, star. Exhale, turn to face the front of your mat, step up, hands come down beside you. Ooh. Losing balance is okay. Inhale, arms up, upward salute. Exhale, this time lean to the right, crescent side bend. Inhale, come up. Exhale to the left. Inhale up. Exhale, hands to heart center, and breathe. Notice how you feel. And this is where we will end our practice today. I'll just come to face you in the center of my mat. I hope that you enjoyed this kind of fiery practice today, aligning the fiery energies within with the fiery energy of this Leo full moon. Take a moment for yourself just to reflect on your practice, taking in all of the nutrients. Full moons are also a great time to let go of anything that feels complete. So if there's anything that you want to let go of today, taking time here to do that for yourself. Otherwise, repeating your affirmation one more time. I consider my own wants and needs just as much as those of others. With this intention in mind, we'll close by bringing palms together at the heart and bowing your head, saying Namaste. Thank you for being here today. Great job. We're picking up the pace a little bit. Tomorrow we will have a great restorative practice to kind of wind down after these last couple of days of swifter movement. Thank you so much for joining today's practice. I hope that it served you well. And as always, please take time to stay on your mat a little longer if you can, or to get on your mat later and do the affirmation meditation. I will see you tomorrow. Namaste.